Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Hope you are all having a fantastic day. Now, in this video, I'll be doing my full review of City Toys Scarlet Spider. And as an added, just something that piqued my interest, I'm also gonna make a comparison between the City Toys and the original MAFEX figure since I have it on hand. Okay, so let's get started. So on this left side, this is the original MAFEX figure, and this is the City Toys bootleg. Now, one thing you'll notice is that I already put on him the jacket with the corrected logo. Out of the box is the City Toys is actually wearing this one. But since one of the reason why I got interested in buying this one is also that corrected logo, the added bonus of a hood with the corrected logo. So I just put it in. I already put it in him. First thing I noticed when they are close to each other is that the City Toys is a little undersized. I think that has something to do with how they copy the mold. Uh, I'm not an engineer, but somehow I'm thinking that basically what they did is they bought an original mold and then scan it and then created that mold with the exact measurement of this figure. And thus, if you created a mold whose measurement is exactly the same as the output, which is the figure, the output of that mold that you created will create a little bit, a little downsize, a smaller scale, a little smaller in measurement, because the dimension that you use on your mold is exactly the same as the dimension of the output of the original mold. I hope that made sense. First things first, when I actually saw the promo picture of the City Toys, one of the things that I noticed is that uh, the the sewing that is on the promo pictures are a little too big. I'm glad to say that on this final product, it is actually the sewing is actually more on the shorter side. The problem is that they use white thread instead of using a thread that is the same color as the blue cloth, which is what happened here on the original. If you will see on the original, they use blue thread, so the thread is not visible at all. So yeah, that's another thing that they could have improved on in order for us not to see this visible white thread. But kudos to City Toys for actually giving exerting an effort on giving us this hood with the corrected logo, which is also available at the back. I'm also not sure if it is showing on the camera, but the original MAFEX one is actually a darker red, but the City Toys is a little on the lighter side. And that bracelet is actually smaller. Well, since it is downsized, I guess that is expected. Anyway, another question that you might have is that did they improve the joint on the Spider-Man mold? I'll be honest, guys. This is actually my first Spider-Man for City Toys, so I'm not sure if the previous Spider-Man releases were pretty good or not. But but I actually ordered those earlier release of Spider-Man, and I'm gonna make a comparison review if the mold from this one is improved compared to that one. I think the only thing that I can show you is I can show you the joints of this one, and so far for the head, I cannot complain with the joint. It is actually pretty good for a bootleg. I don't feel the usual looseness in joint that is also usually apparent with bootleg figures. Now, one thing that I noticed that I didn't like is that the metal pins are actually visible, especially on the the elbow joint and the knee joint. Now, I think the reason for that is that because maybe they are using the same pins as the original MAFEX uses, but since the mold here is a little undersized, that's why the pins are showing. What I actually don't like on this one is that when I do that, that shows up, and then when I put it back, that kind of gets in the way, and you're gonna have to adjust it in order to put it back like that. The drop down joints is actually pretty tight. Yeah, it's actually pretty tight. That is actually pretty good. Now for the ankle articulation. So yeah, the joints here are actually pretty good too. Does he have a butterfly? Yep. I'll be honest, guys. For a bootleg figure, the joints of this is actually pretty good. The only thing that is really making me not want it that much is that is this one, the pins that are showing, the metal pins, and that one. I think this should have been a lot longer so that there won't be that gap. Oh, look at this. It's not a problem on this one, but why is it a problem on this one side? Hmm, I don't know. Okay, but yeah, yeah, yeah. So for a bootleg figure, if you can no longer find or buy that Scarlet Spider from Apex, because to be honest, the only reason why I have this original Mafex figure is because I was able to catch it during the pre-order, and I am aware that when it comes to Mafex, it usually sells out when it comes during the pre-order, and it's kind of hard to buy it again. And the only option sometimes is to buy it on the second market, which a very huge markup. So your only option is to wait again for them to reissue the figure. Unfortunately, I don't know what the issue with Mafex is, why they don't like to reissue figures that are obviously in demand. Now, I don't endorse bootleg figure, but I am not a hypocrite to say that there is no market for it, because if I was not able to buy this, if I don't have this, I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna take this as a substitute figure until they release this. If there is something good that might come out of this, I hope Mafex realized that there is still a huge demand for their product and somehow change their marketing style, because I'm already very tired of them being very secretive, not technically announcing it on what figure they will be reissuing. I still don't have that Jim Lee Cyclops because it always sells out whenever they reissue it. So I'm kind of hoping the City Toys will be making uh, that Jim Lee, the blue Cyclops, so that if they release that, I'll be buying it because Mopix doesn't want my money. Yeah, that's just a fact. Anyway, I hope this is a wake up call from Apex and somehow, you know, give the fans give the realize that there's a huge demand for their product, and produce more. Oops, sorry about that. Anyway, guys, overall, for me, this is a pretty good bootleg. And if I am not, if Mapex just improve on this one, maybe use smaller pins instead of using the same pin on that. I think that will be a big improvement because that's just really the only issue that I see here. The metal pins that they use for the elbow and the knee are a little too big for this size. Aside from that, this is actually perfect. Anyway, I'm thinking about uh, giving this to the original figure, but looking at it, I just can't let go of the original coat because the material is better and the sewing is better. So yeah, I'm just gonna keep both basically because another advantage of CD toys is that Mapex being a very high price figure, usually I just put it out of the box, post it, and then put it on display. And now, since I have this cheaper alternative, which to be honest, I think is even cheaper than Marvel Legends, I can at least I now have this Scarlet Spider, which I can use for, I don't know, stop motion or playing around. And it's something that I can even let uh, the kids play with because they're not as expensive as the original one. Anyway, guys, if you reach this part of my video, thanks a lot. If you love my video, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and also comment. You know, if I miss anything on my review, leave it on the comment if you have any question, if you are curious of anything on this one, and if I can answer it, I will answer it. Anyway, guys, as usual, enjoy life and keep collecting.